Hi, I'm Charlie from Classified, and today I'm going to show you how to install the Classified shifting system on your bike. First, you need to check if your bike is compatible with a Classified shifting system. Check the rear hub spacing. Next, check that the minimum brake caliper interface is 140 or 160 mm and that your rear derailleur is compatible with a Classified cassette. We recommend using a rear derailleur with a clutch. You will also need a 1X chainring up front with at least 40 teeth. And finally, your handlebar should have a hole in the left side, so you can connect your shift button to the handlebar unit. So, what's in the box? The power shift hub, a Classified cassette, and the smart through axle, together with the handlebar unit, the shift button and the charging cable, and the registration card with 2 spare screws and a Torx T5 screwdriver. And of course, the Classified wheel set. Okay, so what we first need to do is to select the right through axle. To do this, we need to measure the disc side dropout using this tool, which is included in the toolkit. Insert the measurement tool from the outside in until the tool touches the frame. Pull back the measurement tool until the first letter mark on the tool, A, B or C, lines up with the interface of the dropout. Make sure the measurement tool can spin 360 degrees in this position without touching the frame. If the tool can't rotate freely, move the tool until the next letter A, B, C. This letter indicates which through axle length you will need. With the tool still in position, check the number of millimeters indicated by the tool on the outside of the frame. This defines the number of spacers that need to be installed on the through axle. If there is a conical interface, push the conical spacer into the interface first and measure to its outer surface as described in the previous steps. Select the through axle that matches the letter selected on the measurement tool and install the measured amount of spacers onto it. Select the threaded end. Check the pitch on the original through axle and select a matching threaded end. Test it in the frame to ensure you have the right one. Push the selected threaded end onto the through axle. Compare the length of the Classified through axle with the length of the original through axle. If the length of the Classified through axle is too long or short, select another threaded end. Once the correct threaded end has been selected, fasten it with the screw and tighten to 4 Nm, applying medium thread locker to the screw. Charge the pre-selected through axle. Now that the through axle has been set up, it needs to be charged. Open up the through axle, insert the micro USB cable, and the LED should start flickering green. The through axle is fully charged when the green LED stops blinking. Fully charged, you will be able to shift over 10,000 times. You will need to charge the through axle when the LED lights up red while shifting. This means your battery is at 20%, still allowing you to shift at least another 1,000 times. Once we've finished the through axle, we mount the tires. Next, we can install the power shift hub. First, remove the lock ring from the power shift hub. Then insert the hub into the hub shell and ensure the spline meshes correctly. No grease is necessary on the interface. Fasten the hub by mounting the lock ring and tighten to 40 Nm. Before installing the cassette on the hub, make sure the plastic shim is located in the cassette. Install the cassette onto the hub. When installed correctly, the cassette should click into the 6 recesses on the driver. No grease is necessary. Fasten the cassette with the lock ring and tighten to 40 Nm. If the hub is set to the 0.7 ratio, the hub will rotate together with the cassette when trying to fasten to lock ring. Use a chain whip backwards to hold the cassette in place when tightening. Once the cassette is in place, you can install the brake disc on both wheels. Make use of the included lock ring for the rear wheel. Select the right end cap arm to fit the frame. To select the right end cap arm, first measure the height of the brake mount. Select the frame specification for minimum brake disc size, 140mm or 160mm. Check Table 1 for the closest fitting end cap arm based on the brake mount height and minimum disc size. If you don't have the best fitting end cap arm available, select one size up. Read off the required spacers for your end cap arm on Table 1 and check the matching spacer and bolt combination in Table 2. Install the spacers and bolt onto the end cap arm and tighten the bolt to 4 Nm, applying medium thread locker. Push the end cap arm on the hub until you feel a click.
Now we're ready to install the handlebar unit on the left side of the bars.
Remove the handlebar tape and slide the handlebar unit mount onto the left side of the handlebar. Ensure correct orientation of the handlebar unit mount. The screws must be level at the bottom. Use tape to fix the mount in place. Next, mount the sprint button in your preferred location and route the cable through the handlebar cable hole. Tape the cable to the handlebar where necessary. Plug the cable of the sprint button into the handlebar unit, insert the handlebar unit into the mount and ensure it clicks into place. Fasten the 2 screws using a T5 Torx screwdriver.
So let's pair the through axle with the handlebar unit. First, remove the charge port cover from the through axle. Use the TX5 Torx screwdriver to push the button on the through axle for 5 seconds until the LED starts blinking. Within 30 seconds, press firmly and hold down the handlebar unit button for 5 seconds. Both lights will blink simultaneously and then go out, which means pairing is complete. Test pairing by shifting. Both LEDs should light up when paired correctly. First, insert the wheels into the frame. Then, slide in the through axle and tighten. Make sure the torque arm is pushed against the brake caliper. The handle should point towards the handlebars. If it does not align, take note of how much it is misaligned and remove the through axle.
Remove the through axle from the bike and loosen the end bolt. Carefully remove the threaded end and keep stationary while rotating the through axle to counter the noted angular misalignment. Tighten the threaded end up to 4 Nm and reinsert the through axle to ensure the through axle handle now points in the right direction.
Now the handle is aligned correctly, it's time to shift. That's it. Thanks for watching.